everyone, welcome back to another episode of Travel Tips with me, Jasmine. And for this week's episode, I will be giving you 5 top tips for Spain. So things you guys have to keep in mind when you're traveling to Spain and what maybe things that you guys can try as well. So without further ado, let's get started with the top 5 tips I have for you guys today. So tip number 1 is probably the most important, and I think everyone knows this, but beware of pickpocketers. Especially in Spain, it's a lot more common and they're actually professionals at it. I actually saw one of my friend who was just using her phone in the middle of the streets and someone just ran and grabbed it off her hands. So make sure, always beware of pickpocketers, and they're very skilled. So the trick that I always do is I always carry a bum bag with me. So basically a bag that kind of goes around your body, and the bag is basically at the front. So if you would have your bag maybe towards the side or more towards the back, then it's a lot easier for pickpocketers to actually unzip and just steal. But if it's at the front, then you can see everything there. And then tip number 2 is to try paella. It's actually a Spanish dish, and I actually have never had paella before I went to Spain, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I swear to you, I think I just ate paella like every single day ever since I first tried it. Like, it was so good. And of course you'll probably stumble upon a lot of shops that claim they do make paella and all of these things, but please go try a proper one in a proper traditional restaurant maybe, because that's when you will get the real deal. And then tip number 3, of course it wouldn't be Spain if you did not indulge in tapas culture. So you guys, for those of you who don't know what tapas is, it's basically food that comes in a bunch of small portions that are usually bite-sized, and you just pick a bunch and it's pretty much like appetizers, but you have a bunch of different varieties that you guys can choose from. And then tip number 4 is for those of you who drink alcohol. I learned this the hard way with one of my friends. In Finland, we usually are quite strict with our alcohol serving. So in Finland, everything is always properly measured. So you guys will, when you're in Finland, you will always see these shot glasses being used. But when you're in Spain, they actually eyeball everything. So they just pour without the shot glasses, so you don't actually know how much alcohol you're getting. And usually it's a lot more than the shot glasses. So always make sure to be responsible and drink responsible and know how much alcohol you're drinking. And then last tip is to walk everywhere. I just love to walk, and I think when I was in Barcelona, I did not even take the public transportation once, unless it was somewhere super far, like 10 kilometers away, then of course I wouldn't be walking there. But if it's somewhere near and only a couple kilometers away, I would walk everywhere, because I think that's the best because I think that's the best way to explore a country or a city, by simply walking. Because of course when you're only gonna go see the tourist attractions, you'll only see those part, right? But then you're not gonna see the actual, how the locals actually live, and how maybe the other part of the city might not actually look the same as the touristy part. So you get a different kind of perspective, and it's always a lot more fun to walk and see. And then that concludes all of my 5 tips I have for you guys today to Spain. So next time you guys travel to Spain, hopefully you guys will keep these tips in mind, and I'll see you guys again next week with another episode of Travel Tips. And like always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what kind of video you would like to see next week. And as always, don't forget to check out JoinMyTrip as well. All the links will be down below. So see you guys next week. Bye.